life's tough. Another hard day's work of having to ride in Romania with a bunch of New Zealanders. Yes, it's the Carpathian Mountains, home of the infamous Romaniacs Extreme Enduro, and we get to ride here for a whole week. Easy tracks, hard tracks, incredibly friendly locals who actually like dirt bikes. This is Enduro Heaven. Our home base is in this picturesque village. Some days we hit the hill climbs within 1 minute, but today we get to wind our way through various villages and farmers' properties to ride a few different parts of the local mountain ranges. Beautiful scenery everywhere that can make you start to feel quite religious. In Romania, the first religion is dirt biking, the second one, Orthodox. But let's backtrack quickly to last night. One of the guys had his birthday, so we celebrated with cake and flares, for some reason, at the farmhouse. Our tour group has made this old farmhouse a real gem for dirt riders.
Two strokes are for dirt riding, 4 strokes are for masturbation.
As mentioned, much of the time we are riding on private property of the local farmers. But as long as we don't spook the livestock, we always get a friendly wave. Ciao. This is such an eye-opener when most of us in the first world are used to dirt riders being seen as the scum of the earth. Unfortunately, we do have the dickhead element making this worse by acting like fuckwits on public roads and riding as loudly as possible near residents. But there's something different here in Romania. It sort of reminds me of when we were kids back in the 1970s. Neighbours were usually fine with us children riding our mini bikes in nearby bushland or spare blocks of land. It was just considered normal, healthy behaviour for kids. But to ride through these Romanian villages and get such a warm response from the locals is truly amazing. I can't help feeling we've got things really wrong in this respect. Increasingly, our kids are growing up glued to computer games and their phone screens. They're getting fat on sugary drinks and lack of exercise. And unfortunately, you can just see the early signs of it here in Romania too, with the occasional kid just staring into their iPhone screen, oblivious to the dirt bikes going past. If you've watched Romaniacs, you know there are plenty of impossibly difficult tracks here for us ordinary dirt muppets. But we're just taking it easy this early in the week and sticking to the easy, cruisy tracks. And now I'll just shut up for 1 minute and let you soak it in. for Romaniac's Iron Class hill climb. Iron Class is the easiest class at Romaniac's, and last year this was one of the typical hill climbs for Iron Class. Not too steep, but plenty of ruts, exposed tree roots and rocks to make it very interesting. And with so much of the terrain here, it is grippier than it looks. And if you aren't careful, it's easy to loop the bike out.
Look there.
I'm standing when possible to absorb those roots and rocks. Also being very precise with weighting the pegs and hitting the throttle at just the right time to de-weight over those tree roots.
Up, I'm on a route somewhere.
Off to the side you can see multiple lines cut last year as riders tried to get around bottlenecks. Oh, this is so much fun. As the routes get bigger and more awkwardly spaced, I start to lose speed, and of course eventually it all grinds to a standstill.
Not enough momentum. That's good fun.
I can imagine this during Romaniac's. There would have been so many Iron Class riders here at the same time. Some on the ground, others catching their breath.
Lost momentum.
While many, no doubt, would be hung up on tree roots. Or, like me, looking for alternative lines when they bounced off the main track.
Dead end.
Starting to breathe harder now, which is painful. On my very first day in Romania, I crashed badly on a descent. The ribs are still hurting heaps when I get out of breath. The bike gets kicked around a lot once the speed picks up, and I'm standing on the pegs but trying to dab with one leg when needed to stay standing for good traction.
That's good fun. Got a pivot route around that route. The run up.
Oh man, this just gets better and better. I thought that was the end of the climb. That is always in Romania. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So apparently this climb is pretty typical for Iron Class. Not too difficult if you have your basic hill climb techniques right, and of course we've got a pile of training vids dealing with that.
Feet down now.
Are you thinking of entering Romaniac's Iron Class? Just remember you will hit piles of these climbs every day, and they can wear you out fast, so get fit. Plenty of Romaniac's veterans suggest doing an enduro tour here first, and then you can first-hand see the skills and fitness required before you spend over $10,000 hauling your sorry ass over here to be beaten to a pulp. That's enough technical stuff for today. With a week of riding ahead, the guys are keen to pace themselves, so it's back to some beautiful Carpathian mountain scenery as we head for home. chatted with a few of the guys about the trip, and Les is one of the few who has experienced both sides of Romanian dirt riding, the actual competition and this easygoing social side of doing a tour through this amazing country. Les, your impressions of Romania?
This is my third trip to Romania, 2 times to do Romaniacs, and now here on the tour with these guys, and each experience is different. And yeah, certainly the Romaniacs is the competitive side, but this is the social side and the fun side, and you know, it's hard to compare the two, but they both have a place. And this week has been amazing, and just to share it with friends and that sort of thing, it's priceless.
It's been a big day and the sun is getting low in the sky. But of course it's not the end, because once we are back at the farmhouse, it's time to compare notes, hang shit on each other, and hit the Romanian schnapps. Life is good. Catch you next time.